Hey guys, this is my review of Hobo with a Shotgun. This is by far my favourite piece of grindhouse style films which has come out in the past 5 years, I think, when Rodriguez and Tarantino did Death Proof and Planet Terror. This film is really good, and it knows exactly what it's going to be. This film is an absolute blast. You cannot take this film seriously. It's very tongue-in-cheek, and the fact that some of the film is serious within itself, it full-on knows what it is, and it full-on knows what it wants to be. So when the film's serious, you know it's all tongue-in-cheek serious, not full-on, oh my god, this is like a masterpiece kind of film. This film is about a character called Hobo. I don't think he has a name in the film, just a hobo. Who is played by Rutger Hauer, don't know how to pronounce his name, who you will recognise from Blade Runner, I'm sure, who jumps off a train that came from a burnt out and destroyed looking kind of New York City kind of area, and then lands in this place for a fresh start, and he finds out that everything here is corrupt, twisted. There's a crime boss and his two sons which take the town, and they are in control of everything that goes along. They have the power, they have the money, they have the drugs, and they are hated by normal civilians in this city, and the hobos and things like that just get killed, and it's really graphic and violent, and these kind of things should not be happening. And the hobo takes up a shotgun and decides he wants to rebel. That's the premise of the film. It goes a bit AWOL later on with the plague. Okay, so Rutger Hauer plays the hobo with a shotgun. He knows this film's all tongue-in-cheek, but he does a good job at playing this really pissed off hobo guy. This film, like I said, knows exactly what it's trying to be, which is an out-and-out gory, funny slasher. Just a great time with this is a film you'd sit down with a couple of mates and just have a great time with. This isn't trying to be anything but fun, but incredibly violent fun, which is good. The first bit of violence you see in the film is the mob boss and his two sons chase a guy down a street, put a manhole cover around his neck, and then drop him into a manhole. And one thing I don't get about this was I thought that the guy would be hanged, be hung in the hole, which is how he was going to die. But there are two people get in the hole in this film, and they both don't die of hanging. And they put this noose around the guy's neck made of barbed wire, attach it to a car, and the car speeds off. And then the guy's head gets decapitated and there's blood spurting everywhere, and it's really cool. You see his head roll off for about 10-15 metres down the road, and then this blood just spurts out everywhere. It's really cool, really gory. And then this random woman who works who's like one of the mob boss's bitches, is in like a bikini, and she starts dancing in the guy's blood. That just gets really absurd, and that's like, what the hell are you doing? And then the film kind of, yeah, you've seen enough of the film already to know where it's going. Then the hobo looks at the underbelly of the city, and some horrible images come out of it. I mean, we have a guy with a camcorder who pays homeless people to do horrible things, including the hobo at one point because he wants the money. A paedophile dressed up as Santa who is constantly taking children away from the park and just sitting in his car with some binoculars jerking off. These two guys, Slick and the other guy, I don't know his name, I should do his name, but the two sons of the mob boss, they just do whatever they want, they kill whoever they want. They have their own little club which is dedicated to killing homeless people, which has some very brutal scenes in it, where there's like they strap a homeless guy down and there's two Dodgem cars and they both bang into each other in his head and his head explodes, and it's really cool. Like, you're not expecting that. This film is very hands-on with its gore. I don't think there's much CGI in the film at all, which is really good. All the effects are practical, which makes it a whole lot more fun, realistic, and makes this kind of film what it is. If it was all CGI, it'd look kind of shit. But yeah, we basically have the mob boss taking over the city with all the drugs, being a twat, being like just a leader that will kill anyone he wants to because he can. And the thing with the Hobo is like this film is so absurd. It knows it's absurd. It knows it's over the top. And the Hobo goes into a pawn shop with some money, and he goes in to buy a lawnmower. And that's the Hobo's dream. He wants to buy a lawnmower so he can start a lawnmower business. Why would you want to do that? What a random and incredibly specific way of life. And you can tell as soon as Rutger Hauer says this, you know he's in on this. This it's just really, really funny, and he plays it so seriously, which just makes it even better. He gets a shotgun from the pawn shop instead, saves the life of the guy in the shop, and then goes around the town killing people. The cops are corrupt in the town, which is also hinted at the start of the film, and he meets a new friend, and she's a prostitute, and he doesn't want her to be a prostitute, he wants her to become a teacher. Then the film escalates when Slick and his brother want to get more attention. The Hobo's getting all the attention and killing everyone in town. Their father's not happy about this, and the most disturbing scene of the film is on a school bus when these two men go on it. They're dressed really they have really quite stylized clothes, and they have a really cool car as well. But they go onto the bus with a flamethrower filled with school children, and they burn all the flamethrower. They burn all the children, whilst the song "Burn Baby Burn" goes along, which is brilliant but also horrifying. Like there's a lot of little neat touches in this film, which kind of just pushes it over the edge. You know, they shouldn't do it, but they do, and that's why it's funny. Like there's a scene in the early on, and he says, "Say hi to Mother Teresa for me when you die," and he says, "I will do," when she's fingering my ass in hell. Then the film takes another step when there's lots and lots of gore within the film, and then towards the end of the film there's these characters called the Plague, who are dressed up in kind of like full body armour. They are complete badasses. They have awesome motorbikes, and they go out to kill the Hobo. The Plague catch the Hobo, and they go back to their secret base, which is where Slick kind of meets them. I think it's Slick or his brother, I don't know. But on the wall are all the Plague's targets over the years, and I thought this was kind of cool. It's probably incredibly offensive to anyone, but one of the targets was Abraham Lincoln. I quite like that. I'm not really familiar with American history, but I know he's quite a prominent figure. I thought it was quite cool. Another character is Da Vinci, I think, because there's a picture of the Mona Lisa. There's a picture of Joan of Arc. There's a picture of the Easter Bunny, which is just a fluffy bunny rabbit, which is awesome. And there's a picture of Jesus, which is a bit controversial, but I chuckled at it. I mean, we had already had the blasphemous comment about Mother Teresa in hell earlier, but you know, that kind of summed it up. You know what, that kind of humour's in this film. If you don't like that kind of humour, then you're not gonna recognise it. And I only noticed Jesus was on the wall this time, and that those were their targets. This is the second time I've watched it, but this is on Blu-ray, so I was like very, very just careful, trying to get every single hint and kind of little niche reference they put in the film, which is really cool, and they're really good at doing it. The end of the film is really cool as well. It gets a lot more bloody, a lot gorier. There's a scene where a woman puts her hand inside a lawnmower and gets it all chopped up, and you can see it just slowly getting destroyed as her hand goes into it, which is disgusting, but it's really well done. I think you're really going to like this film. If you like grindhouse films, and you like the nature of this film, even if you haven't seen the other grindhouse films, this is the best one to pick up. This is so much better than Death Proof. It's unbelievable. In the grindhouse films, I'd say that, the 4 films that have come out around Tarantino's thingy, this is the best, followed by Planet Terror. I really do like Planet Terror. I rate this film a 9 out of 10. It's an absolute blast of a film. You have to know what kind of film it is, but as soon as you do, you're in it, and the action is really strong. The gore is amazing, and it's really, really cool to watch. I can't wait until the next piece of grindhouse film, or next film You're Dead does, which is their production company who made this film. And if you're unsure about watching this film, they did a short based around Killer Christmas Trees, which is on YouTube at the minute. I believe it's called Tree Venge. It's really unique. Hope you've enjoyed the review. I'm out.